What is up, guys? It's Brandon here, and today I have something really special. So as you probably saw from the video title, I picked up a brand new watch. This is my first luxury watch that I went out and purchased after doing a ton of research. And I'm super excited to show you it and review it today. Now there's a whole bunch of different luxury watch brands out there, from Rolex to Tudor to Omega. The list kind of goes on and on. There's obviously a couple really big key players within the luxury watch market, and then some of those watches that are way kind of somewhat unattainable for most. But today I have to show you the Bell & Ross BR-X5. Now this watch came out in 2022, so last year in November, either October or November, I believe. And it basically brought cues off of the BR-05 that came before it, out in 2019. Now I did a whole bunch of research, like I mentioned, on different watch brands. I did go the Rolex route initially. Went to 3 different authorized dealers, 2 in my state, 1 in a different state, and was on the list for about 7 or so months. And was just waiting for the call. But as most people know, it could take years, right, before you actually do get a call, depending on which watch you're actually looking to get. All right, so at the very end of this video, I have a super funny story on what ended up happening really with Rolex after I bought this specific watch, but stay tuned till the end of the video for that story. All right, without further ado, let's get into the review. So I have the watch right here. Again, it's a Bell & Ross BR-X5. Let's try to get it to focus there. There we go. And in terms of the looks, I mean, some people say it somewhat looks like a Royal Oak from AP, and takes different cues from different watches. But all in all, I think that this watch is incredibly unique. It's always, Bell & Ross has always kind of styled their watches like this. The circular dial inside a completely square case or frame there. So it's nothing out of the ordinary, and I think it looks completely different than the AP Royal Oaks, but it just has a completely different look and feel from really anything out there. And of course, as you can tell, this is on a rubber strap. It has a butterfly clasp right here, so that actually undoes it right there. And then you get to open it up and kind of see the very back of the watch. And we'll get into the movement in a second. But of course, it is automatic, and it's wound by the movement of your wrist throughout the day. So you can get this watch in a couple different ways. Either the black dial like I have here, or there's an icy blue dial as well that comes with a blue rubber strap instead of the black rubber strap. Also, you can get this exact watch on either this rubber strap right here, or they come with in my opinion, a very nice metal typical watch strap. I like this rubber strap just because it's really comfortable. I work a lot at a desk, have a laptop, and I always hated hitting or clanking an actual metal band on the laptop, right? I don't want to scratch the laptop. I don't want the laptop to scratch my watch. So this is really comfortable to wear on this rubber band throughout the day, and I don't have to worry about actually scratching anything. All right, well, let's get into the movement. So this watch differs from the 2019 BR-05 in many ways, but one of the biggest is the movement. So this movement in the BR-X5 is made in a Kinesi factory, and Kinesi outsources and does things for Tudor, Breitling, and a couple other expensive brands. So it was nice to see that they got away from kind of their old outdated movements in the BR-05 and really updated it with Swiss excellence in the BR-X5. So let's talk about power reserve. I believe the old model had somewhere in the 40-hour power reserve. This new model with the new Kinesi movement inside gets 70 hours of power reserve. So that means that you can go ahead and put your watch down maybe on Friday, pick it back up on Monday, and you should have plenty of power left over to where you don't have to go and wind the watch and reset the date, because that does get, even though it's small, it does get annoying after a while. Now I wanted to show you guys that power reserve, and in this model it is pretty big. It is going to be right here. It's pretty big, but I like the look of it. I don't think it's too big. Some people said that they'd rather have it on the back of the watch, but I really like to be able to kind of look down at my wrist and be like, hey, I'm in the clear. I have plenty of power left when I pick my watch back up. But I just think it's a great part of the design, having that power reserve there. Very legible and easy to read. So on top of that, this specific watch with the new kinetic movement is COSC certified. Now I did some research on this, and only about 6% of Swiss watches in the world can get that accreditation. Now you guys can go ahead and look it up if you want, but essentially COSC certified means that the watch went through a specific series of tests. I believe it's over like a 15-day period. They have multiple different temperatures, multiple different humidity levels, multiple different positions that they put the watch in, and make sure that the watch is actually up to their standards. And then of course they give that COSC certification seal. So on top of all of that great stuff with the new BR-X5 from Bell & Ross, this is a first in terms of warranty. All their other watches have a 2-year warranty on, of course, all the internal parts. This is the first watch from Bell & Ross to have a 5-year warranty. Now this is huge for a multitude of reasons, but I think this is so new for Bell & Ross, which obviously this is the first watch, that when I went into the dealer to purchase this watch, they still thought that all Bell & Ross watches had a 2-year warranty. But because of the new kinetic movement, all the different basically history behind the company that makes those movements, again for Tudor, Breitling, etc., they're really confident in the movement that it will last and last and have really no problems. So they give it a 5-year warranty, which is a first for Bell & Ross. So in terms of presence on the wrist, obviously it's a decent presence, but I don't think too big. My wrist is a 6.75 inch wrist, and this is a 41mm case. So as you can see, it's chunky, but in my opinion, not too chunky, and it fits the wrist decently. Again, I have a 6.75 inch wrist. All right, well, thank you for making it this far through the video. So as promised, my story. So again, like I said, I was on the Rolex waitlist for about 7 months. I was on 3 different authorized Rolex dealers lists, and I was just getting fed up, tired, as most people are with Rolex. So I go ahead and I find, of course, this watch, because after doing tons of research on Omega, Breitling, Tudor, nothing really did it for me like the BR-X5 from Bell & Ross. But anyway, I go ahead and I purchase this watch, and then lo and behold, the next day, I'm not even kidding, I get a call from one of the Rolex ADs in my town, and they have the exact date just, green dial, fluted white gold bezel on an oyster bracelet, just waiting for me. And so they say, hey, do you want the watch? And of course, I just bought this watch, so I basically had to say no. But in the future, who knows, I'm on the list for a couple other Rolex watches, but just thought it was a crazy story that would probably infuriate most people, but just something to laugh at. I love the Bell & Ross watch that I got. I'm happy with it, and who knows in the future if I will actually end up purchasing a Rolex, but I'm not really into playing all those games with Rolex, so that's really the story. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the review of my brand new BR-X5 Bell & Ross watch. If you guys want to see more content like this, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, as it greatly helps out my channel, and of course, consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.